coming up in a few weeks, we have WrestleMania 32, big event, obviously. Most of the show has pretty much been booked at this point. But, with what we know at this point, which of those matches on WrestleMania 32 are going to steal the show? Which one's going to be, you think, the one that makes everybody talk the day after?
Well, it all depends on what you mean by stealing the show. I'm a big work rate guy, and that's one of the reasons I think I'm allowed to be me, is that, I love to tell the story of what's actually going on in the ring, the moves, the counter moves, and the story being told with the action. But, there's a lot more to it when it comes to sports entertainment and the storyline and the narrative. I'm really looking forward, even though they've had 3 classic matches already and then a short-lived tag team. But AJ Styles and Chris Jericho have amazing chemistry. I think they could definitely deliver on what for AJ Styles will be his first WrestleMania moment. I truly think Triple H and Roman Reigns are going to tear the house down in the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar is going to try to take Dean Ambrose to Suplex City, and Ambrose, who is known as the lunatic fringe, is really connected with the audience. I guess the one match that is getting the majority of the headlines and a lot of the attention is the one involving the returning Shane McMahon, who shocked everyone recently in Detroit, where he showed up on Monday Night Raw and immediately got into the face of his father, Vince McMahon, his sister Stephanie McMahon, and so Shane, who I remember in the early odds, he took some incredible bumps and was an amazing performer for a guy who really was not a trained sports entertainer. But he's going to face The Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell match, and it's going to be very interesting to see just what they have in store for the WWE Universe of WrestleMania. I have a feeling it's going to be hard hitting, it's going to be violent, it's going to be bloody. But I'm really interested in seeing how it all unfolds. But again, WrestleMania is the biggest night of the year in sports entertainment. It's a pop culture extravaganza, and you know that everyone involved will be looking to steal the show, because it truly is a career highlight for everyone in the locker room, and I know everyone is all about their own WrestleMania moment. So expect the best from everyone participating in WrestleMania in Dallas on April 3rd.
Well, something I'm really looking forward to during WrestleMania week is going to be the NXT show, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, making his debut against Sami Zayn. Now, I've heard you talk about Nakamura already during your New Japan Pro Wrestling on Access TV commentary. So I'd like to ask you, if you were the booker for Shinsuke Nakamura, what would you like to see him do after WrestleMania is over?
Well, he's, he has the most chance of any. He has the best opportunity at being a native Japanese star, the Budoresu system with New Japan Pro Wrestling, to really make an impact in WWE. He will do that in NXT against Sami Zayn, a guy who not only is ultra charismatic, who has fashioned himself after Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury with his sports entertainment style entrances, but here's a guy who is a mixed martial artist, who's trained in martial arts, who can brawl, who could be a technical wrestler. This guy can literally do everything when it comes to the sports entertainment genre. And I believe, NXT, Triple H and company have done a tremendous job of just putting on some of the best matches in the entire industry. And the talent that they've secured, some of the biggest names on the international circuit, with Shinsuke Nakamura maybe being the biggest signing ever in that regard. The youngest IWGP heavyweight champion, and someone who was a bona fide superstar in Japan. Now at 35, obviously this is the opportunity. A lot of people never thought we'd see Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT or WWE for that matter. And selfishly, I would love for him to be on the main roster so I could call his matches on SmackDown. But I'm looking forward to being in the building. This will be the first time, in fact, despite the work I did with NJPW on Access TV, that he and I will be in the same building. I can't wait to meet him and tell him how much I've enjoyed calling his matches and how much I look forward to seeing him battle Sami Zayn. That show, NXT TakeOver, which is the Friday night before the Hall of Fame ceremony on Saturday, it could very well give WrestleMania a run for money in terms of the excitement, the talent. But that's, again, what a great problem to have. And to me, it just shows that the future of WWE is so incredibly bright with what is going on in NXT. And it's not just even that NXT is like the future of WWE. It's NXT. It's its own touring brand. It's its own entity. And who knows? Maybe we might see Shinsuke Nakamura dominating NXT for a while if before he even moves up to WWE. But I can't wait to be there watching his match with Sami Zayn and seeing the reaction, because I think while I think everyone will be familiar with him already, and it's going to be cool to see what he does in an NXT ring.
Yeah, it's going to be some great action WrestleMania weekend. Now, Mauro, aside from what you're doing with Access TV, you have a podcast with Boss you mentioned, so how do our listeners check that out?
Yeah, you can listen to it wherever fine podcasts are heard. In fact, you can subscribe free on iTunes, on SoundCloud, a bunch of different areas. It drops every Friday. And Bosswood and I, who of course closely associated with Pride Fighting Championships, that's MMA, but it's not just a combat sports podcast, although combat sports is definitely covered. But we talk pop culture, we talk life. We have a segment called the Feel Good Five, where we bring you 5 inspiring, motivating stories from around the world. We feel we want to be the podcast of positivity, because there's way too much negativity in the world, and we just want to have fun, and it's been really well received, and we've had guests from all over the entertainment. This week it's Hope Fatality, a talented actor who has landed a leading role in David Fincher's Netflix series Mindhunter. Also was in Fight Club and had his own series Lights Out on FX, where he played boxer like Leary. Daniel Cormier's been on the show, Jerry the King Lawler, Big John McCarthy, Rico Verhoeven. It's 11 episodes in, and we're having a blast, and we invite all of your listeners to tune in as well.
Well, I wish you much success with that, as well as continued success with WWE, the MMA world, everything else. For all the listeners out there, you guys make sure to check out Mauro Ranallo as the new host on Inside MMA starting Friday, March 25th on Access TV. And follow him on Twitter as well. Mauro, what's the Twitter handle?
It is my name, so easy to spell, MauroRanallo, and become a part of Retweet City. If you tweet me positive or negative, chances are I'll be retweeting it, so be a part of the social media extravaganza known as hashtag Retweet City. It's not as painful as Suplex City.
Oh, thankfully it is not. So everybody check him out, and you can keep up to all the 300,000 things that Mauro does every week. So Mauro, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
The one thing I